Hi, this is Dave from TeeVee Games, and I am doing this video as a follow-up to episode 34, which was, of course, Sega Part 1. One thing I wanted to discuss but couldn't get in the episode was, of course, Sega Visions magazine. It was published from 1990, I think June, July of 1990 till about 1995. Well, 1995. September, I think it was the last issue. 25 issues. They kind of went back and forth between quarterly and bi-monthly, depending on, I guess, their mood that time of year. This, I think, was the 4th issue. I don't even know what numbers. Sonic with the premiere. Sonic 2. We have an issue that dealt with the Game Gear. This was from 1991, April, May. Fall of 1991, you see it goes between quarterly and monthly, bi-monthly. Toe Jam and Earl. Game which I still don't have in my collection. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have part 2, but not part 1. And once again, Sonic. A lot of Sonic. These magazines were very flimsy compared to Nintendo Power, which were big, beefy magazines that gave you a lot of inside tips and stories and release dates and got people generally excited about Nintendo products. Sega Visions, on the other hand, just seemed to be more advertising. So I will take you over to the music stand over there and let's look at some issues. Alright, well, since we're running out of battery, let's get this started. As you can see, this issue has a spread by Electronic Arts showing off all their hot games, including John Man Football, in the form of a quiz to win one of these awesome Electronic Arts games. Let's see here. The Master System got a resurgence in 1990, so this is when they released their Master System 2, showing off all the great re-releases here, as you can see. Let's see if we can read one of these questions here. If I could focus on it, that'd be great. Nintendo is coming out with a 16-bit system with 16 meg capability. Atari is coming out with the Panther, a 16-bit system with 12 meg capability. I'm a devoted Sega Genesis fan, but it only has 8 meg capability. Is there a possibility for an upgrade? If there is, please remember all the people who already own a Sega Genesis. I think it's unfair the way some video game companies put products on the market and then later come out with an improved version of the same thing, and all the people who bought the original are left behind and forgotten. I think I speak for many who owned an Atari 2600 and a ColecoVision simultaneously. No signature on that, but whatever this guy was babbling about, Sega promises that it has produced 2 systems that are intercompatible with an adapter. And of course, this predates the 32X by like 5 years. So, if you only knew, this writer, big spread on Sonic the Hedgehog here, and then some trivia questions about hedgehogs in general and what the word Sonic means, because some people are just not that bright. Talk about Castle of Illusion, Stormlord ad, high scores, because high scores are where it's at. Ultimate Kicks. Did anyone actually ever own this game? Because I've never seen this before. Nor would I imagine that Kicks needs a 16-bit rendition. Oh, and also this guy. He was pretty much the Sega Visions mascot. I guess he was the Nestor for Sega. And he was a little bit weird looking. Definitely a product of the early 90s when just about becoming extreme. But he still has a little bit of that rad dude's California surfer attitude in him. And apparently he loves Sega so much he has to wear sunglasses. So there you go on that. Here's winter 1991-92. Sonic's coming to your Game Gear. These are in no particular order, by the way. Some Sega gear. Apparently a poster. Some t-shirts. Some interesting stuff. Stuff I wouldn't mind actually having right now. You could actually even order the arcade power stick from them, along with some other terrible joysticks. More, another one of these Electronic Arts quizzes, quote-unquote quizzes, part 3. Are you a Genesis genius? Once again, it's a 3-page ad disguised as content. Art Alive, that's another game that no one I have ever heard of owning. Basically the Mario Paint before Mario Paint. I mean, as I said before, a lot of this is just ads. Ads, I mean, they're great ads, don't get me wrong. Oh, and here is the comic, Niles and Nemo. Okay, his name is Niles Nemo, I guess. And Sonic the Hedgehog. And they have an adventure together. Very lame and extreme adventure. As you could tell, this guy never really took off. This is a Toe Jam and Earl issue. A lot of the same crap, same ads. Oh, here he is. Yo, join the party, dudes and dudettes. Draw your way to cartoon fame and appear in the next Niles Nemo adventure. I'm sure that's a prize that's worthy of bragging. I like this Game Wizard illustration. The TV's attacking you. Let me call somebody. Yes, I know it's a metaphor. Shut up. Oh, another Game Doctor. Oh, I love that. I heard that Ninja Gaiden is going to be released for the Genesis. Is this true? The answer is, while this game has not been announced on Sega's schedule, there will be a lot of your favorite arcade titles coming out soon for your Sega Genesis system. Which games? Just keep your eyes glued to future issues of Sega Visions for the lowdown. The answer is no. That could have saved a lot of space. Oh. When will the Sega CD be coming into the United States? And when will Shadow Dancer, Dick Tracy, and Spider-Man be coming out for the Genesis system? A CD-ROM drive for the Genesis system is not yet scheduled for North America release and will not be until SOA is convinced that there will be a solid library of software already available to support the drive. Yeah, right. Sega does not want to release a high-priced new CD-based drive, then leave users with only a smattering of solid software to run it on. Okay, I guess they didn't follow their own Game Doctor's advice there. Oh. Sega had their own game counselors, apparently. And my battery's starting to die, so let me hurry this up. And, of course, a lot of the stereotypes you would assume would be... Oh, except for Teresa here. Teresa Woodbury looks like she likes gymnastics, tennis, water sports, jazz dancing, sewing, and working out. And her favorite game is Mickey Mouse. Heidi Mark. Water skiing, shopping, working out on my Stairmaster. That's not a hobby. That's something you're forced to do by your ego. Oh, here's the solution to the crossword puzzle, by the way, in case you were wondering. Sonic 2, Echo the Dolphin. This one's falling apart, but it's okay. Oh, look, the Sega CD is coming out. For some reason, these guys work at Nintendo. Well, the attack ads, if you look at other publications, the same ad would say they're our competitors instead of Nintendo. Oh, here's Yo Sega. Yo Sega, in the May-June issue of Sega Visions, you had a picture of Sonic standing next to a little critter with two tails. I was wondering if Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is going to be a two-player game. NN, no address. Good guess. Sonic 2 is a one- or two-player game. The little critter is with two tails is as blah blah blah. I can't read it right now. Ooh! Sega CD games. Make my video. Yeah, Sewer Shark, my beloved Sewer Shark, but there's a lot of CNC Music Factory on here. This should have been an indication right there that I shouldn't have purchased this system when it came out. Ooh, Monopoly. This one's actually pretty thick. Here's the Sega CD spread. Soul Feast came with a system originally. I do have that. But then it also advertised Sherlock Holmes. And you know what? At the time, this was actually really novel. I shouldn't complain. And it was kind of cool to have full motion video in the game. Sewer Shark, of course, make a music video 1. I guess before it was called Make My Video. Again, that might have been a decent idea if it was not for the fact that they forced you to watch the video and take score. Maybe just editing the videos for fun would have been fine. They got their own copy of Smash TV. Oh, they got some Konami games going on in here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Running out of battery. Oh, and here is a list of phone numbers for all the publishers, because maybe they were mad at them or something. Interviews. All right, this issue actually got a little bit better with the in-depth coverage of behind-the-scenes Sega, and that weird ad for the Power Clutch SG. So that was Sega Visions for you. It's definitely a very interesting magazine and a nice little piece of Sega history. In the meantime, please remember to like, comment, and the third thing, which I think was subscribe. See you next time.